As women, can't we just be honest about the fact that a lot of girls aren't lonely because they can't find a decent man who's respectable, or men aren't men anymore? They're lonely because the expectations of what they want out of a relationship do not equate with who they are in relationships. You say you want a man who's emotionally mature, but whenever you're losing an argument, you start crying. That's emotional manipulation. Some of y'all want a man who's consistent, but you don't even post content consistently, let alone go to the gym consistently. And don't get me started on the meal plan you said you were going to start 3 weeks ago for your winter arc. You want a man with great communication skills, but you crashed out on the last one because you thought he was gaslighting you or manipulating you or he was a narcissist. Stop letting people get you out of character. That means you don't have good communication skills. All I'm saying is you can't expect a high value partner when you are not a high value partner. This fantasy idea that all the men are the bad ones and all the girls are just 10 out of 10s waiting for someone perfect. You're not perfect. 10 out of 10 is perfect. You're not perfect. And neither is the man that is also on your level. But you won't even give him a chance because in your mind, you're a 10 and he's a 5. But in reality, you're both 6s. Sit with that. The uncomfortable truth here, ladies, is that the dating market and the men are not the only problem. For a lot of the girls, self-awareness is the problem because you can't want better when you're not better.
Can we talk about why modern women are lonelier than ever? Because nobody wants to admit the real reason. I see it everywhere. Successful women with amazing careers, perfect Instagram feeds, but they're absolutely miserable and isolated. And I know because I used to be one of them. We were told that independence was everything, that we didn't need anyone, that needing people was weakness, so we built these perfect little walls around ourselves. We chose careers over relationships, being right over being loved, and proving ourselves over connecting with others. We pushed away anyone who tried to get close to us because we had to be strong. And now we're sitting in our perfectly decorated apartments, scrolling through dating apps, wondering why we feel so empty inside. We have everything modern feminism promised us, but we've never been more alone. Because the truth is, humans are wired for connection. Especially women, we need community, partnership, and deep relationships. But we've been convinced that wanting these things makes us weak or pick me's. The loneliness epidemic isn't an accident. It's what happens when you tell women to reject everything that actually fulfills them. You can have all the success in the world, but if you don't have real connection, you have nothing.
So I've been seeing some videos on my For You page, and I think that it is finally time to discuss the female loneliness epidemic. Because I know the men have had their own thing, and I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not a man, right? But I will say that the men are more built for it than us. We are not built for this shit, ladies. We don't know how to be alone. These men have been bottling up their emotions and not sharing them with anybody since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. Some of us have never done that. We've always had someone to talk to, a friend, a family member, a significant other, something. And it seems like in 2025, the girls are running out of options because the dating market is terrible. Y'all are literally making fun of girls that are in happy, healthy relationships, saying that having a boyfriend is embarrassing. Miserables. And then y'all also don't have any friends because anytime somebody reposts something that you disagree with, oh, that's how you feel about immigration policy, you're not my friend anymore. Now y'all don't have any freaking friends. Like it's not gonna end well if your requirement for somebody to have a relationship with you is that they have to be on the exact same page with you 100% of the time. No one is. We are all people with our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and ideas. And if you don't respect that in another person, then of course you're going to be by yourself. There's no one else that's going to fit that mold. Y'all have to learn healthy communication skills. You have to learn healthy relationship skills. Go to therapy if you need to, do something. But if you are sitting at home right now and you don't have 5 friends that you can call, no man, and your family members just don't get you, I promise the only common denominator in all of those scenarios is,
where is my man at? Where is my man at? I hate to make my entire life about relationships, but where is my man at?
Sweetheart, women are way more lonelier than men. This is why women stay in toxic, abusive relationships because they're afraid to be alone. I will always use this photo as a reference photo. Like there is a woman who had a baby with this. But no, like women are way more lonely. That's why they share peen with the neighborhood. This is why they stay in relationships knowing that this dude ain't shit, will never amount to shit, will never be shit. This is why they will let a guy drive her car, have access to her bank account, live in her house rent free, don't even contribute to the relationship. She's paying all of the bills because women are way more lonely. Also, I've never seen a man come up on TikTok boo-hooing and crying, talking about they're turning 30 and they want some friends and they ain't got no friends. Do you know how many videos I've seen of women doing that? Oh, I lost count. But I've never seen a man be snotting, tearing up, talking about they don't have any friends and they wish they could have some friends because they're turning 30 and they don't want to spend their 30th birthday alone. So once again, that male loneliness epidemic bullshit is a lie. But the female loneliness epidemic, there's a lot of credence to that.
Solo dating is cool, but I'm tired of that. And I'm just being honest. Like, I'm actually over that. I feel like people are always like, love yourself, solo date, love being single season, boo, doo, 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 doo. And nobody is honest about how they really feel sometimes in their season of singleness. Like, it's not always peaches and cream. It's not always, ooh, I love loving myself and no one else loves me. It's not always, ooh, I love buying myself flowers. I love romancing myself. I love taking myself out on dates and no one else buys me flowers. No one else romances me. No one else wines and dines me. No one else, like, why can we not be honest about that? Why can we not be honest about the part of singleness that gets tiring, that gets lonely, that gets hurtful, that makes you start to question yourself, that makes you wonder if maybe the last situation wasn't that bad, maybe you should spin the block. Like, why are we not honest about those types of thoughts, those types of feelings? Why don't we talk about that publicly? And I feel like it may be because when we do, especially as women, we get called pick-me's, we get called male-centered when we say that we want a husband, when we say that being single is not, it's not that fun.
Y'all, I finally got a first date and I don't know how long and I canceled on him. But let me tell you why. I met this guy on Hinge. I know, yuck. I'm cutting kiwi, so bear with me. I thought he was cute, so I matched with him. He is younger than me. I won't say how much younger, but he's younger. We started messaging. He said he was like, had some nice career. Anyway, we get to having a little bit of small talk and event for like maybe a day. And then he finally asked me for my number. He's like, do you have time to hop on a call? I was like, yeah, I can hop on a call for a bit. So at the end of the conversation, we only talked for like 20 minutes. And he was like, well, when are you free next week? I go out of town to do my other job on Thursday, but but before then I'm free. I said Monday or Wednesday. He was like, okay, Monday's kind of short, let's do Wednesday. I was like, cool. He was like, all right, I'm gonna text you on Monday with details. I'm like, perfect. Like, he's taking the lead. I'm loving it. So Monday morning around 10-11 a.m. he actually texts me. Now I'm gonna read you these texts because this is where it gets important. Monday morning, good morning, hope you're having a good day. I just looked at my schedule and let's do 8:30 p.m. on Wednesday. I say, good morning, I love that you followed up when you said you would. Just let me know where and I'll make sure I'm there. Then he responded, everything I say I mean. Okay, a little intense of a response, but because there's no exclamation, no emoji, it's just everything I say I mean, period. Okay, I'll have everything handled for Wednesday and send you my pin and details day of so you can worry about your outfit and having a good time. First thing I noticed, send you my pin. Pins usually involve coming to like a specific location, not actually a restaurant. But at the same time, I didn't think nothing of it because I was like, maybe that's some Gen Z shit that I don't know about. Like, maybe they say that now. I don't know. I don't be knowing things sometimes. So I was just like, that's odd. But I'm not going to press the issue because I'm trying to be in my soft girl. I'm not trying to be in my masculine. So I was like, okay, let's just see what he does. Also, semi-flag, yellow flag, just make sure, worry about your outfit and having a good time. It's not a red flag. It's not a red flag. However, mentioning my outfit is a little nuts, especially in hindsight. Wednesday comes. This is what he texts, and this is when I knew it was over. I saw the preview first. That didn't alarm me as much as it should have, but I noticed it. The first thing I saw was, good morning, the day has come for you to meet your blessing. Laughing emoji. Okay. Yeah. I opened the text. That was the preview. I opened the full text, and the remainder of the text says, I'll send you my pin when I get off, but if you can be at my house by 8:20, that will be perfect. Wear a nice outfit, but you don't have to overdo it. I'll probably have on some jeans and a nice jacket on. Have a great day, exclamation point. Okay, now I'm getting the red flags. First of all, I don't know you, sir. We talked for 20 minutes before talking on a dating app for a day. And now you're telling me to meet you at your house at 8:20 p.m. on a Wednesday? That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. And then also, why are you telling me how to dress? Like, that's weird. Like, it's giving we've been dating for a while and we haven't, you know? So my response, naturally, good morning. I'm looking forward to seeing you too, but I'm not comfortable going to a man's house I've never met before. Let me know what restaurant or spot you have in mind and I will meet you there. At this point, I was kind of just getting the ick slowly. Like, so his response was respectable. I understand. I'll pick you up. Only thing I need you thinking about is being a passenger princess looking good. That did it for me. I'm sorry. Like, so not only did you not acknowledge my boundary, but the fact that your first instinct wasn't just to apologize for making me uncomfortable, but instead still violating a boundary of safety and suggesting you come to my house, and now you're commanding me to look good. Like, it just gave red flags. I said, I'm really prioritizing my safety at this stage, so I'm not comfortable with you coming to my place either. If that's a deal breaker, it's totally okay. We can just leave it there. Okay, so now I'm like clearly making it clear, like, you can't know where I live. I'm not going to your house. I'm not riding with you. And I just completely ignored the outfit shit because, like, that's not cute to me. So he wrote, nah, it's fine, 8:45 p.m. And then an address. That's it. Not even a name of a restaurant, just an address. I Googled the address. It was a restaurant. But my whole thing is, what? I hated that response a lot. And then I said, hey, I sat with everything and realized the energy shifted for me. You deserve someone who understands your approach better. So I'm going to skip tonight. All the best. And maybe like 10 minutes later, he hearted it. Maybe less than that. But my whole thing is, you're scaring me. And for me to show up on that date and something happens to me, I can't say there were no red flags when there clearly was. So I thought of it like that. He was unapologetic. He was very intense. And I don't deal with men that are super intense. I don't like that. I feel like it's manipulative. I hate it. I literally like run for the hills for that shit. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? I know I'm not tripping, but let me know y'all thoughts.
Do you remember when I said I would never talk about my personal dating life on here? I'm making a rare exception today. When I tell you, the story I'm about to tell you, I thought only happened in movies. Like, I'm still trying to process that what happened to me actually happened to me this weekend. So I unfortunately got back on Hinge, after like a 2.5, almost 3-year hiatus from virtually all of the dating apps except for Raya here or there, but I haven't been on Hinge. I swore off Hinge, and primarily that's because at the end of the day, Hinge and all dating apps are a for-profit business. Their incentive is to keep us on there longer, because the longer we're on there, the more we pay for it, the more frustrated we are, we keep paying for it. That's how they make their money. At the end of the day, Match Group has shareholders to appease. I work in business. I'm not stupid. Why would I put my love life to shareholder value? Anyway, I ended up putting my love life to shareholder value. Primary reason, my life lately has really been work, home. Something had to give. So I reluctantly went on a date this weekend, kind of, from Hinge, with a man that I knew wasn't really my type. I wasn't really attracted to him. I look at LinkedIn's before I look at Instagram's. All I'm gonna say is this was never really gonna work out, but YOLO. Maybe he could surprise me. As my friends like to say, let him surprise you. I went on the date.
You see how they do, guys? She knew she wasn't interested in this guy. So why go out on the date? Why go waste this man's time?
The date lasted 15 minutes. The date lasted 15 minutes because he left me in the middle of the date. So I get ready, I get dressed, I go all the way to the East Village in the city to meet a man named Les. I'll probably tag him below because like what he did was actually crazy.
And he was so nervous. It looked like he was like about to have a panic attack. He was talking really fast. It was him like shaking when he was pouring water. And I was like, multiple times during the date, I was like, are you okay? Like, it's okay. It's just a date. Like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Like talking, like literally talking like Gilmore Girls, speed of light. Anyway, the questions are very high level. Like, where are you from? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. And I already I look at LinkedIn, so I already know what he did. He also lied about what he did on the date. So then he asked me where I'm from. I'm from Chicago. What do I do? Y'all don't need to know my business. Just know my bills are paid and I do very well for myself. But I didn't tell him that. I just said, oh, I work in marketing and tech. That's it. I didn't tell him what type of tech. I didn't tell him what company. I just said, oh, I work in marketing and tech. Very simple. Very simple. I could see on his face that he started to squirm a little bit because I just know different tax brackets.
Men don't care about your money.
So during the date, we go to order food. He wants a Guinness. I want wine. I had not eaten all day, so I was like, I'll just keep it simple. I'll get some wings. Put in the order for food. Then he says, hey, I need to go use the bathroom. No problem. I'm thinking he's going to use the bathroom. He's going to wash his hands, whatever. 2 minutes go by. 3 minutes go by. 5 minutes go by. I'm not even thinking anything of it. Then the hostess comes, finds me at the table and says, hey, your date left. He told me to tell you he had an emergency and he left. When I say I was so gobsmacked, I didn't even know how to process it. That was honestly the craziest experience I've had crazier, but one of the craziest experiences that I've ever had off Hinge and in dating in general. He literally ghosted me 15 minutes into the date because I think he looked me up and down, realized he could not afford me, could not intellectually keep up with me. We lived two different lifestyles. Mind you, he's older than me like by a year, but like education didn't match, careers didn't match, lifestyle didn't match. It wasn't a match. But I was okay with it because I went in knowing I was going to just go to have a good time, maybe make a new friend, whatever. He got so nervous that he literally got up, left, told the hostess to tell me without saying anything to his face that he had an emergency, and then left me with the bill. Now, did I pay the bill? No. I left because the food hadn't even come out yet. I was just like, y'all need better men, because why would you ask me on a date all the way in the city, have me commute all the way from Brooklyn just to leave when the apps are ordered and then not say anything? Now you think I should be embarrassed sharing this, but I'm not, because I'm gonna tag him because that was crazy. Don't ever do that shit to me again. Don't do that to any girl again. Like, have you lost your mind? I also forgot to add, after the hostess told me, I was about to message him because like for like 2 seconds I was like, okay, maybe he really did have an emergency. Looked up to Hinge because I don't exchange numbers until after like a first Hinge date. He unmatched me. He literally left. Unmatched me. So then I went to his Instagram. I wasn't gonna message him. I wasn't gonna do any of that things. I went to his Instagram and then I went to like his business page, his like his agency's Instagram, and found like screenshots of him talking to ChatGPT. He has instructions for his chatty to call him babe. And this is really the crux of like the male loneliness epidemic. You guys are awful people. You're not ambitious. You lack ambition. You use AI to be your emotional like response girlfriend. And you just use other corn things to get your satisfaction. I don't know why Scott Galloway wants to blame everything but the men themselves for the situation that they're in. Very, very, very deranged, very awful people.